welcome to the Solid Sports and Gaming channel. You're watching the Solid Sports video blog, episode 70. Today's date is October 27th, 2018. I'm Troy West, and thank you so much for joining me once again. And another week has gone by in the world of sports, and we'll check out all of it. World Series, definitely a full swing, 3 games in. Boston with a 2-1 lead, a thrilling win last night for the Dodgers at 18 innings, as it lasted to about 3:30 this morning. We'll talk a little bit about that. The NBA, Jimmy Butler had a big offer on the table for Minnesota. The Wolves ain't ticket, at least not yet. And Lakers are back to winning. Well, I ain't gonna say back, but they finally got their first couple of wins. And 2 teams got to give love to in the East, the Toronto Raptors and the Milwaukee Bucks. We'll talk about that with the NBA and the NFL. Week 8 continues. I got my 5 big games written down here. I'll give you all my picks for Week 8. And let's talk a little college football, a little NHL as well. But first we're going to start with baseball, as I always do. World Series started, what was it, Tuesday. Boston held serve at home as they won the first 2 games in Boston. The last night, Dodgers, been pretty times that both teams had opportunities to win. The Dodgers was able to win it 2-1 on a Muncy home run in the 18th inning. It was the longest World Series game in history, I think they said it was. I was in and out. I watched the first couple of innings. I was working. Then I came up, got on my game for a little while. And I was like, well, let's see if the game's over. It still wasn't over yet by midnight. I probably watched it for about an hour and fell back to sleep. And once I woke up, it was over. And I saw what happened. So, big win for the Dodgers, though. They needed it. They couldn't go down 3-0. They play again tonight. Don't know who the pitcher matchup is. But Dodgers definitely still need another win to even the series. Maybe to get Boston to wake up a little bit. As they took a 2-0 lead and came to LA. Still don't like the way the Dodgers won. A win is a win, though, in the series. But I think just the way they won, barely needing the 18 innings. Just don't like the way it went down. But hopefully they'll be ready tonight. So is Boston. So we'll see who it affects the most tonight. So Game 4 tonight again on Fox. You can watch it on Fox. Not on FS1 this time if you don't have cable. But Dodgers, I think they still have to win this game. It's another must-win again. If they lose, going down 3-1, I don't see them coming back and winning this series. But Boston, despite the loss, still looks good. Still like the best team in baseball. So see if the Dodgers can bounce back. Well, not bounce back, but get that second win and even the series. And then they got Game 5 at home as well, so on Sunday. So I think this would be a key win for the Dodgers. I'm rooting, people say who you rooting for. People always ask you who you rooting for. I'm rooting for the Dodgers to win this series, though. Boston, I give them credit, especially since they broke their curse back in 2004. But they got 2 more after that. I think the Dodgers deserve it. Been 30 years since they won one, so. And I just like some of the players on the team, Machado, Cody Bellinger, Kershaw. So kind of, especially for Kershaw, I root for him to shake those demons off. So I'm rooting for the Dodgers, but honestly, I don't feel good about the Dodgers winning this series. I still think the Red Sox are pretty much in control of this series. So like I said, Game 4 tonight, Game 5 is Sunday night. And they both can be seen on local television on Fox. So check that out. I'll be watching with the football on Sunday as well. But first we're going to talk about the NBA. Let's start with Jimmy Butler. Of course, he went out of Minnesota, all the drama that he caused himself as well. But Houston, the Rockets was real interested in him. They offered Minnesota supposedly 4 first-rounders, and according to the rules of the NBA, you can be 4 consecutive years. It has to be every other year. So I think this was going to start in 2019, and Houston's a good team, so it'll probably be a high, late first rounder. first heard this, I was like, dang, that's crazy. I'm not, I wouldn't pay, and I still wouldn't give up 4 first rounders for Jimmy Butler. But look at that Houston situation and how I heard other pundits and experts say like their window is probably real small. Chris Paul is in his 30s. You don't know how much harder he can keep it up what he's doing. So this is their opportunity to win a championship or two with Jimmy Butler. He definitely be that missing piece with Carmelo Anthony as well. When I looked at it that way, I was like, well, yeah, but still, 4 first rounders is a lot. But Jimmy Butler will definitely complete their team on both ends of the floor. I think it'll be a big issue. So looking at it from the Houston standpoint, I guess it's not too much of a steep price, but I still wouldn't do it. 4 first rounds, maybe 2, but not 4. We'll see if that goes down. But they said Minnesota is really trying to hold on to him, which I don't know why, because he's definitely going to walk after this year. I don't see him staying. If he stays after all this mess, I don't like. What was the point of making all this noise? So he's definitely out when free agency come next summer. So might as well get something for it. I think that's the best deal you're going to get. So I think they better go ahead and take that. Go ahead and let him go. But I think part of the hold up of this trade is the 2 players that they need to even out the salaries. They can't be traded till next week. So we'll see next week. They say that now, but we'll see next week once things become more reality. Will Minnesota take Houston on that offer? And they still got a young team. Yeah, Jimmy Butler's gonna be a big hurt, and especially for this year. But you still got Towns and Wiggins. I guess you just build around those guys and see what you can do. And the Western Conference is tough, but it ain't like you losing everything. So I would go ahead and make that move. And then you know you got first rounders coming, some decent guys that you know that's coming in every other year. So we'll see. Or maybe get lucky Houston being a lottery, but I doubt it. I don't think Houston will be a lottery team for the next couple of years. So still not a bad deal for them to make. Let's move on to the Lakers. The LA Lakers family, they win a game. They won their first game. I watched that against the Denver Nuggets. Was their first win. Oh no, excuse me, it was against Phoenix on the road. The Denver Nuggets game was the first home win for the Lakers. So they're now 2-3. LeBron triple-double in that game. I think they played tonight, I believe. Because I thought he was off yesterday. Of course, Brandon Ingram's still out and Rondo's still out, but I have to agree. Some people say, well, their offense looks more faster, and I think it does without Rondo. Rondo's a good point guard, but he's going to slow it down and try to get a good shot. With Lonzo Ball and LeBron pushing the ball, they push the ball court. They get easy dunks and transition and stuff, so Rondo might slow it down sometimes, but we'll see how all that fit together. I think it was going to take them time to fit all these pieces anyway. I think this might be more of a good thing that they set up for the last couple of games than not. So we'll see. Well, of course, last week the brawl or whatever. Like I said, I say Rondo spit according to the video. So can't knock Chris Paul for being angry. You know, I've been spit on. It's not. It'll take you there. Yeah. So. People say that he wasn't a stiff enough penalty for Rondo, especially, but it's over with. I think everybody should just move on and play basketball. The Lakers got other problems than that. They still under 500, and Houston ain't started off that well either, and they giving up a lot of points. So both teams got problems they need to look in the mirror and fix before they worry about this brawl. So both teams supposed to be contenders in the West. So we'll see how that shakes out. But glad the Lakers winning. Of course, they're going to be in the news every day and be talked about every day. Them, even the Knicks, and teams like that. So you'll hear more about the Lakers this year. Trust me. Two teams I want to put a spotlight on: the Milwaukee Bucks started off good, which I'm glad of, because I think the last 2 years they underachieved, but the Giannis, he's playing very, very well, MVP type. And so is Kawhi Leonard for the Toronto Raptors. I'll get the Raptors some love as well. And Kawhi Leonard, like, he ain't missed a beat. I think now, the more and more he playing now, the more I think he sort of exaggerated that injury last year. I think he just wanted out of San Antonio and wanted to sit. If you ask me, that's just my opinion from the outside of it. But he looks great. He's my MVP pick, pre-MVP pick for the year. Kawhi Leonard, especially if Toronto finishes above Boston. Boston been impressive as well. I think it's going to take them some time to fit Kyrie and Gordon Hayward back in. So I think they're going to have some games when they try to figure out, like the game against Oklahoma City on Thursday night. Offense was all over the place. But then they made their run in the second half and wound up winning that game. So I think it's going to be like that for them, all year long, but probably at least until All-Star break. But Milwaukee and Toronto, two teams that stood out to me. Also the New Orleans Pelicans, gotta give Anthony Davis love. They won again last night, so they still undefeated. So I think they only 3 undefeated teams left in the league. Of course, the rumors about Anthony Davis, he could be gone after this year, or could be traded before the trade deadline. So keep an eye on that. But he's playing very, very well right now as well. So still a lot of NBA to go. So we have a lot more to talk about. But I'm really impressed with the Milwaukee Bucks and the Toronto Raptors so far in the Eastern Conference. So I think those teams maybe can rise up if they play the Warriors. Now the Bucks, I don't know. The Bucks probably lesser than the Raptors. I think the Raptors will have a chance because they put Kawhi on. Having the Raptors sort of slow Durant down a little bit, slow him down, not stop him, slow him down. Then you have to guard him back. So you just have to hope, which a lot of teams do, hope Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, both of them be off that night, or one of them be off. So. But I think these two teams can compete, not just in the East, but probably in the finals as well. Alright, NFL. Let's move on to the NFL. NFL Week 8 continues. Started off, I forgot who played Thursday night. Oh yeah, Houston blew out the Dolphins Thursday night. Let me pull up my picks here, pick 'em app, so we can do these picks real quick. Got my big 5 games written down right here. So I really talk about those games the most. The other games I just pick my team and give a brief reason why I keep it moving. Yeah, as far as fantasy, I play fantasy football with my buddies, my old buddies at Sinai, my man Mel and my man Derek that you heard me probably talk about before. I'm pulling up the app. I didn't do too well. I'm about 4-3 now. I lost last week in fantasy, and I'm not doing good this week so far because the guy I'm playing luckily had Cameron Drake and DeAndre Hopkins, so that's already 40 points. I'm down already, so I'm gonna need big production from my players this week if I'm gonna get the win. Okay, my bad. This thing, sometimes I gotta go all the way. I press like go into 3 or 4 things to get to the picks and pick a one. But there's a couple of interesting games this week. Last week, 9 points. I think it was only 14 games last week, so I went 9-5 last week. It's not bad. I gotta calculate my total record. I keep saying I'm gonna have that. The only thing I know that I have, let's see, I got 65. So that's 65 wins. I don't know how many losses I got. But let's go and get started. First game of the day, London game. 2 teams that definitely need wins. The Philadelphia Eagles at 3-4. The Jacksonville Jaguars also at 3-4. This is it. This is on my big 5 game list. Eagles 3-point favorites. But the Jags, they play well in London, so this is not gonna be no cakewalk for the Eagles. I think the Jaguars, you're gonna get their best game, not just because it's London, but also because y'all the defending champions. I don't know if Jacksonville announced a starter, or they gonna go back to Bortles. They benched him last week. He played so bad. And that's why I was so skeptical about the Jaguars this year. I still picked them to win this division. You know, Houston looks real good right now, winning their 5th straight, as I mentioned on Thursday night. But ultimately, I think the Eagles a little bit more desperate to be. At least that's how I feel they are, just the way they've been talked about. And Jacksonville too, but I just think they somehow pull it out. I think Carson Wentz have a good game, and the defense turn the Jaguars over. I think it might be a low-scoring game though. Probably under 20. Wouldn't be surprised. But I think the Eagles get the win in London over the Jaguars. But I think the Jaguars will play probably one of their best games they had in a while. Both teams got injuries at the running back position. Leonard Fournette's out with the hamstring injury. Ajayi's out for the year. So it's going to be, I think, the quarterbacks. I think Carson Wentz is the better quarterback, no matter who starts for the Jags. So that's the edge I give the Eagles. And I think that will be the edge they will have to win the game. So I got the Eagles winning. Jets, Bears. I got the Bears. I think, like I said, Sad Dog still a rookie on the road. Jets though has impressed me this year. 3-4. Bears are 3-3. I think the Bears a little bit reeling a little bit. I think they got to get back right. I think that defense. I think Khalil Mack have another strip sack, fumble again, and I think the Bears pull that game out and win at home over the Jets. Buccaneers, Bengals. Bengals to me been disappointing the last couple of weeks. But this is sort of a get-right game. They got blown out by Kansas City last week. They down 4-3. Buccaneers even 3-3. Jameis Winston just getting the feel back of things, and I think that'll be enough for the Bengals to win. I think Cincinnati wins at home and improve and stay in the thick of things in the NFC North. AFC North, I should say. Sorry. Speaking of the AFC North, AFC North matchup: Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Browns 2-4-1. Steelers 3-2-1. Of course, the one they should know about because they both were tied with each other in Week 1. Steelers, I think they sort of back somewhat. They at home. I think they take care of business with the Browns. I say they beat them by at least 10 points to improve and stay on top of the division. Broncos or Chiefs? Chiefs all day. I think this won't be close as the game was played on Monday night a couple of weeks ago. Broncos 3-4. The Chad Kelly thing, I don't think it's going to bomb that much. The defense haven't played as well as they thought they was going to play. I think the Chiefs at home are going to put up at least close to 30. And I think they win pretty convincingly as well. I think this would be at least a 10-point win for the Chiefs as well. Seahawks Lions. This made my Big 5 games of the week. Both teams 3-3. Detroit's at home. Detroit 3-point favorites over Seattle. This game is tough for me because the Lions have played better, but I just believe in Seattle. I still believe in Russell Wilson. Like I said, I like Matthew Stafford as well. The Lions offense a little bit more balanced, but I think Seattle, even though it's a road game, that's why I'm sort of skeptical. Seattle don't play the same on the road that they do at home, but I just think they make one more play or two. I think it'd be a close game. I think Seattle wins. Russell Wilson, like I said, I like the guy. Even though I ain't gonna lie, I just dropped him in fantasy this week. But I just believe in him as a quarterback. I think Seattle's. This is, like I said, this is a coin flip game. I really don't. I'm not real confident in picking Seattle. I just got a feeling about this game. I think Seattle show up and they beat Detroit on the road. Redskins, Giants. Got the Redskins. Giants are done to me. They made a couple of trades. We got rid of Eli Apple, got rid of Snacks Harrison. I think they already thrown in the towel this season. It's going to show. I think the Redskins win convincingly as well. I think they win by at least 10. Washington will go to 5-2. They beat them up still on top of the NFC East. Watch out for the Redskins. Ravens and Panthers. This is on my Big 5 list. Ravens, the favorite, 2.5. I was a little bit surprised by that. Carolina, kind of a weird team. They, you look at their numbers and stuff, they are pretty average or below average, but Cam, in the fourth quarter though, especially the last few games, they be down, and they came all the way back from 17 down against the Eagles and won that game. They do what they do. Cam just do what he does. He gets the ball to McCaffrey and his other receivers. Like I said, before I say this, I am a Ravens fan. I am in Baltimore, but that's not why I'm picking the Ravens. I just think the Ravens defense is a little bit more better. I think Carolina ain't gonna be able to get all that, do all that stuff that they normally do. They did be able to contain Cam enough, and I think the offense will get a play or two downfield. John Brown, hopefully, because he's on my fantasy team, but hopefully he gets a big play. And I think the Ravens will do enough. It'll be a close game, probably by a field goal. Ravens will win on the road. Colts and Raiders. Colts feel the same thing about the Raiders, what I just said about the Giants. They just got rid of Mark Cooper this week. They just trying to just get through this season. I think they just wait to go to Vegas. So that's when they probably gonna start winning again. Got the Colts, so they Andrew Luck. The only 2-5. I think he played well, to me, in my opinion, the first 3 games. I think he played well again. I think they win. Packers and Rams, big game in the NFC. Packers 3-2-1, Rams 7-0, only undefeated team left in the league. Rams a 9-point favorite. If I was a betting man, I'd probably take the points. I think it's gonna be closer than that. I think the Packers will cover, get that 9, but I think the Rams will win. I just think the Rams just a better team. I think it'd be too much for Aaron Rodgers to overcome. You'll see a lot of target early and play action down the field. And Packers defense that they great either, so I think it'd be like I said, I think they'd be closer than 9. I think Aaron Rodgers will keep them in this game, but I think the Rams will pull it out and win it at home. 49ers Cardinals. I got the 49ers. They just been playing better. Cardinals a little bit in disarray as well. Both teams won the 6, but the 49ers still been playing hard. The Cardinals, the Patrick Peterson thing, he's saying he don't want to be traded and all this other stuff. And I think the 49ers just a little bit better. I think they win on the road and beat the Cardinals. Sunday night game and my last game on my Big 5. The New Orleans Saints at the Minnesota Vikings. Saints coming at 5-1. Vikings at 4-2-1 with the tie. I like the Saints here. If they was playing outside, I probably would pick the Vikings. But they playing inside, they play in the Dome as well. I think the Saints will be motivated. What happened last year, the NFC Championship game. Drew Brees is playing out of his mind. I saw him last week call the Ravens up. I think the Vikings defense still ain't like they were last year. I think it's formidable, but I think the Saints will be able to move the ball. They do get Everson Griffin back, which I'm grateful for, glad for. I talked about him a few weeks ago with his mental health issues and related them to some of my own. So I'm glad to see him back. And I think, and I'm not going to lie, I think that's why the defense, which I mentioned at the time, sort of took a step back. I'm not saying he'll be a big difference, but I think they'll play a lot better in a couple of weeks, but just not this week. I think the Saints will go into Minnesota and win the game. Look for Michael Thomas to have a monster game as well. And our final game, which is Monday night, I do my Monday morning football hangover, I should say, but it's like Monday morning quarterback if you ever watch anybody or anybody talk about football in the morning. But yeah, that's gonna be my live segment on YouTube right here. But I got the Patriots winning. Bills 2-5, Patriots 5-2. Got the Patriots winning. I think they had blow them out like 38-10. So yeah, so that's it for the picks. We'll talk more about the Patriots and Bills on Monday morning when I do my segment there, and I can talk more about that game. But I think the Patriots will destroy them, though, honestly. Alright, so about to wrap this video up, but first I forgot to do this at the beginning of the video, and I apologize to you, my man. Yeah, everybody know my man Don Juan. He's like my brother, real close friend of mine. He has a son. he's a senior, son and junior, so I wanted to get a special shout out to his son, Don Parker Jr. He told me a little story the other day. He was in his room and his son was watching YouTube. Was watching me, watching me. He thought I was in there. He heard my voice and he came in there. He saw him watching one of my blogs. So Don Parker Jr. You know what I mean? Well, you know, I see you all the time when I hang out with your dad. Your dad ain't a sports guy, but I am. If you're interested in sports, we can definitely talk sports. You're my little buddy, and I appreciate you for watching. Keep watching, buddy. I try to do these every week, so I appreciate you for watching. It was really shocked. It made me feel good that you was watching me, buddy. So special shout out to you for sure. And of course, you and my dad. Your dad's like my brother, so you're definitely a big part of my life as well. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you for watching. Like I said, I keep pushing. You know, I get discouraged sometimes. You know, I'm in a little bit of a, I want to say a rut, but I tried the social media thing. That ain't pushed the channel out that much more. I got a little bit of more, you know, some recognition from social media, but not a lot, not enough that I thought I was going to do. But I appreciate it so much for you watching. So special shout out again to you, my man. And the Raptors video up. College football today, of course, Saturday, college football. Big game in the SEC again, Georgia and Florida. That's a huge game. Probably the game of the day. I think a sneaky game to watch out for, Notre Dame and Navy. I think Navy might, I don't want to say upset them, but I think that's going to be a closer game than people think. I think Notre Dame like a 20-something point favorite. I think that game will be closer than a lot of people think. A couple of other interesting games on the docket as well. So if you're a college football fan, watch. I'm a casual college football fan. I watch it, but like I said, I'm more like into the playoff or the bowl games and stuff. That's when I really start going big rivalries like Ohio State, Michigan, or if Alabama playing somebody. I probably watch those games. Yeah, definitely a big game, big day in college football level. I think the playoff rankings come out for the first time Tuesday, so look out for that. NHL, it's like I said, we're trying to fit some NHL in here. Dang, I had something I wanted to talk about with the NHL, but I think the what team is that? Matter of fact, you know what? Take a quick look real quick. Take a quick look. Because I looked at the standings. The Tampa Bay Lightning, that's who it was I wanted to talk about. They off to a wonderful start. But I'm still going to pull up some NHL here. And they won again last year. They played the Golden Knights. You know, the Golden Knights was in the Stanley Cup final last year. Look at that, Tampa Bay 7-1-1. Of course, the one is overtime loss, so they doing real well. Toronto Maple Leafs is up there. Let's see, Carolina's doing pretty well. Pittsburgh, Columbus Blue Jackets. Nashville, that's another team that I want to talk about. My Sharks doing pretty good, well, decently. It's a crowded Pacific division here. But yeah, I like the Sharks, and I follow the Blackhawks as well. But like I said, I ain't gonna sit here and say I'm an expert in NHL. I don't start paying attention to the NHL to the playoffs. But just to get some different sports in there. Sometimes I talk about tennis, sometimes I talk about golf, if something going on, or boxing if it's a big fight, or UFC. But I definitely want to try to fit some NHL in here. I try to do some more research, add something better next week. But that'll do it for this episode 70 of the Solid Sports Video Blog. Check out all the rest of my projects. I'm off work today, so I'm gonna try to do some videos for Spider sure. Let's check that real quick. But yeah, every Wednesday, every Saturday. Saturday is more of a, you know, all sports. I cover all the sports, but Wednesday is specifically for the Thursday night football game. But I know the Raiders are involved in it. Let me check this to be 100% sure. I think it's a division game. Oh, excuse me. I knew it was something 49ers, so I knew it was either division or California or something, so that's what it is. Looking at that game, we thought that would be a better game. We thought we had Garoppolo, he's hurt. We thought the Raiders would be better this year, and they're not, so. But like I said, for fantasy, that'd probably be a game worth watching next week, but I'll cover that next week. And of course, join me Monday morning for my Monday morning football hangover. Talk about all the games from Sunday. So check that out as well. Alright, well, I'm Troy West. I want to say thank you. Well, thanks again, once again, to my man Don Parker Jr. for watching. And everybody else that gives the support to the channel. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Enjoy your weekend. If you're on the West Coast, stay dry. It's been real rainy here. Supposed to clear up though by sometime this evening. Or wherever you are, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the weather if you have good weather where you are. And I'll talk to you guys on Monday. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon.